Whether you're a beginner or a more advanced player, we all want more wins. Now this video is going to be ram-packed with information to help you get more wins in Warzone 2 and Ashika Island. We're going to talk about all different types of weapons, how to get better aim, how to get better movement, best landing locations, as well as hundreds of ram-packed tips to help you get a win. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Weapons. Call of Duty being Call of Duty is pretty unbalanced. There's so many weapons, so many attachments, and some are just simply better than others. They kill faster, have more damage range, and are more broken. If you are looking to compete and actually win, you're going to have the latest updated classes. Now you can find plenty on YouTube, but I'm going to be uploading many classes here on the channel, so if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. But right now, I'm going to display to you some low-level builds as well as some high-level builds. Some of these could get nerfed, some of them can get changed, so just make sure whenever you're playing or seeing this video, you are updating it. But here you can see some of the weapons and the variants. Now I know a lot of you won't have everything unlocked, or even all the weapons unlocked. So you want to try and level it up as best as you possibly can, and just unlock as many attachments. The only way to do that is by using it in-game. You can use double weapon XPs to help you advance that, or you can also unlock weapon blueprints under challenges and many other ways to get them. There are some fantastic weapon blueprints, and you can tell if some are more superior than others, if they're aesthetic or they're more action based. My other advice for you is if you don't have the weapons yet, or you don't have the attachments or the leveling up, then use the best guns that are provided to you and then steal enemy guns after they've got their loadout drops. Majority of people in Warzone already have the most broken classes, so you can just kill them however you do that and pick up their weapons. Now, a rule of thumb when it comes to weapons, you're going to want one short-range weapon and one long-range weapon. They recently nerfed the snipers, unfortunately. Big sad. Don't know whose decision that was. But my advice would be to pick something like an AR and a submachine gun. One's for your close-range battles when you're fighting people close up, and the other one's to get your long-distance shots and beam people. Whether that's an LMG, AR, or whatever you're going to use to get long-distance shots. Now that's it for the weapons section. The best way for you to get better at aiming and your moving around the map, let's just get this clear. The two main elements of Call of Duty gameplay to make you better than the rest is one, your accuracy and aiming, and the second is your movement. Aiming, you need to absolutely hit every single shot, aim for the head, get the accuracy, and that is how you're going to get better in terms of your gunplay. And then the movement is going to help you move around in gun battles to get you out of situations and avoid getting shot. Now, there are many ways to get better at both of these, so let's start with aiming. There are many ways to get better at this, and the main way is to buy yourself or download, if you haven't already, Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Now, this isn't the only way, but it is the main recommended way. You can set up private matches, you can go against bots and put them on easy and practice your accuracy and get better at the game. But if you don't have the game, or you can't afford it right now, or simply just don't want to buy it, they have many free weekends for about 4 days. They make it free for everybody, and you can get some serious practice in then. They do that pretty regularly. Now, if you're on PC, you can also use Aim Trainer, which is absolutely free on Steam. This is a fantastic tool to help you improve your accuracy if you're on mouse and keyboard, or even if you're on controller for PC. It can be a great tool to practice hitting your shots and hitting different type of scenarios and increasing your accuracy. If you're stuck to your console and you can't get Modern Warfare 2 for whatever reason you have, then you can go to the firing range to test out your weapons and practice your accuracy. As well, you have pre-game lobbies and simply jumping into matches. Doesn't matter if you lose while you're getting to the hang of things, you can practice your aim and practice your movement, but those are going to be your best ways to do it. Okay, let's talk about landing locations. There's two type of locations for you to land. You've either got less hectic locations, or you've got more hectic locations. Hot drops or non-hot drops. Hot drops are the amount of people going to an area as the match starts. Some areas have more people naturally than other areas. So we're going to start with less hectic areas if you want to avoid any conflict at the beginning of the game, just so you can get your loot, you can get your ammo, you can get your guns, and then you can get some kills. And then we're going to go on to more hectic locations, which will allow you to just jump right into the action. Some of the less hectic locations that I recommend for you is Shipwreck, Port Ashika, north of the map and under the map. Now, if you're looking for some more hectic locations, you're going to want to go to either Tsuki Castle, Town Center, Organiku Farms, Beach Club. So those are the best and worst landing locations depending on how you want to look on it. We're going to move on to the rest of the video, which is general tips, advice, and extra things to help you get the wins. Firstly, respawns. If you're playing with teammates, as long as your teammate is alive, you will come back in the game. You will respawn. Many of you will know that, of course, but that's not why I'm telling you. If you're a beginner and you're practicing, you can go and push teams if your teammates are playing it safe. If you're random filling or your teammates want to go off somewhere else, it's actually better to spread out at the beginning, because if one of you dies, you're not going to all be pushed by the same team, because you're spread out. You can then meet up later if you want to, or stick together. But as long as one of you stays alive, you're all gonna come back and it doesn't matter. It's gonna be a great way for you to practice. Some of the loot that you're gonna want early in the game and you wanna make sure that you have is 1, ammo, of course, for the guns that you're gonna use. If you're using ARs and SMGs, you want that ammo for your weapons early on. The next thing you're gonna want is armor plates. Armor plates are pretty hard to stack up on. They have increased the rate that they spawn, but it's always nice to have additional armor plates so you can quickly heal. I always fill up at least 3 of my slots and most of the time have an armor box itself. You can buy those from buy stations, of course, but going on from buy stations, you can also buy your weapons directly. Don't feel like you have to wait for the free loadouts. When the free loadouts drop in Ashika Island, it is so hectic. There's like 5 that spawn in one place because of how small the map is once the circle comes in. Those loadout drops can get serious. If you're going to go for that loadout drop, do it quick, do it fast, and get out of there. Otherwise, go to the buy stations and buy the weapons yourself. Of course, you wouldn't have your perks doing that. You can live without your perks. Now, the other thing that I really recommend you buy from the buy station is either the armor plate boxes for you to keep hold of or UAVs. Those are so helpful. UAVs have helped me out a ton, whether I'm sitting back and not avoiding people or whether I'm pushing people. It's always nice to know where the enemy are so you know what your next play is. Now, my next piece of advice is avoid grenades. My experience so far in Ashika Island is that grenades don't break armor plates enough. They don't do enough damage, and for you to hit an accurate... I've stuck enemies with semtexes and grenades before, and they still have not died. I would personally avoid grenades, and something that you can use to your advantage is throwing knives. When an enemy is downed, you want to just, instead of shooting them and emptying the rest of your mag, you want to throw a throwing knife at a downed enemy. It's just quick, you shoot them down and you've still got bullets in your gun in case more enemies come in and you have to shoot them. So that's my advice. That has helped me way more, way more than the grenades have. Now, when it comes to the actual circle itself, early game going on to the middle of the game, you want to aim for the edge of the circle. The edge of the circle is what's going to give you your advantage. Everyone is going to try and get to the middle of the current circle, and that is where you're going to be target number 1. Everybody is going to be going for the person in the middle and you're going to be attacked from all different angles. You won't have time to reload, you won't have time to do anything. If that's how you want to play, you can, but if you're a beginner, then that is the best advice I can give you. Stay on the edge of the circles and make sure you find cover. Every circle that comes in, you can slowly work your way in, find the edge, find your cover, and then wait in that area. When you are on the final part of the game, when there's only a couple teams left and the circle is really small, that is when you want to try and get the high ground or in a building. High ground and buildings always win. High ground always wins. Anakin. Now, I know I just said stay towards the edge of the circles, but when you're in the end game, you kind of want to be in the middle or on the edge of where the next circle is going. That way, the enemies are pushing you instead of you pushing them. I've seen this countless times where the enemy are holding. They sit next to where the circle is going and then they wait for the enemies to push. They've got cover, they're already prepared, and they're going to absolutely beam you and rinse you down. So having that high ground or having the next circle advantage at end game is going to help you massively. get ready to aim at them. You have to fight them for the end kills. It's you versus them. Some other advice that I can give you is to use swimming to your advantage. If you're in a tough gunfight and they're outgunning you or they're killing your teammates and you need to get away from there, use water. There's so much water in this map. All you have to do is dive, swim right down, go deep, and keep swimming. Get out of there. Go as far as you can. Come up somewhere else. Put your plates on. Prepare yourself. Going deep, they can't actually see where you are. The deep swimming has saved me in so many situations. Now, when it comes to the actual game modes itself, I would recommend duos and trios. Now, the reason I say that is solo is full of campers. They will sit in buildings and just shotgun you to death. I'm not a big fan of solos personally, but I know a lot of people strive on solos, so maybe it will suit your play style, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to win. Solos can be a lot of fun, but not if you're trying to go for the win. Now, also, quads is a little too hectic. The time to kill is so ridiculous in this game. I don't know what Call of Duty are doing. Increase the health, please. But I personally find that duos and trios for this map are fantastic. Trios isn't actually out yet, but I can already feel it. I predicted exactly what was going to happen with solos, exactly what was going to happen with quads, and duos is actually the most fun game mode they've released for Ashika Island so far. It's not too hectic. There's enough gunfights and teams spread out. It feels nice. Quads can be a little too crazy with the time to kill. 4 people pushing one guy and the time to kill is like 4 bullets. You're gonna die. It's not fun. It's not a fun experience on quads. Unless your team's absolutely insane and you're all like pushing together, maybe that's your only choice and you're gonna have to go for it. But use these tactics that I've given you. If you get the opportunity to, play duos or trios. Now, like I just said, having good teammates is always helpful. Now, I would always pick a teammate has more IQ in the game than has better gun skill, because someone with higher IQ knows to like, oh, I run and hide right now to get you back, or oh, if they're standing there, I can go on this hill and shoot them. I would always prefer someone like that, because sometimes people get too confident and they just run in and push teams and instantly die. This will probably sound familiar, but they go, this game's so broken, man. It's not my fault. It's their fault I pushed them. So you want to pick your teammates wisely if you can. Otherwise, you can send them this video and get their ass in gear. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to be playing with you guys over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/itslordsi. You can see it right there, or click the link in the bio. I'm going to be getting you guys wins on my stream. It's open. There's not many people joining, so you can come, you can play, and we can have a laugh together, have fun, and we can get you more wins. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you did find it helpful, make sure to smash a like button. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, or if you just want to say something that you learned via this video in the comments, a lot of people will appreciate it. So also subscribe and make sure to check out my other videos, because I'm going to be uploading updated classes and so much more here. So if you want to see more of that, subscribe, notifications on. But again, I hope this video helped. I appreciate you. Much love and peace.